Homestuck, baby. Welcome back to our... I'm just going to go into it. Welcome back to Sburban Explorers. I'm your co-host, Jenna and Quill. Quill, would you like to say your name?
Hi, and I'm Quill's fuck.
Twice in a row, huh?
Yeah, shit, I still haven't figured that out.
That's your name?
Quill Sang, I guess? It's because, alright, here's the thing.
I get you.
It's because, my name is technically Sung, and, I realize I've been just saying Sang because, people, that's how people read it, but, now I'm in an audio podcast, I can, just say my name?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to say it again so I don't fuck it up.
It's Sung. It's tones that English doesn't have, so,
Sung?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
All right. Cool song. Just do it. Just fucking go for it, man.
All right, then.
To do it, you have to do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams.
I'm fine with my dreams being dreams.
Don't let your dreams be memes. Shout out to the real G. Fucking... I don't remember his name.
I don't know either, man.
I was about to say Shaquille O'Neal. That's not his name.
Yeah, I feel like that's not it.
That's the basketballman.
Yeah.
Who was the guy who everyone used to hate him, but now I think he's all right? I don't know. It's been a while.
I have no idea, man. I'm not really on the pulse of pop culture.
Shia LaBeouf.
I'll take your word for it.
That's his name. So today we did the second two panels of the map, going from page 82 to page 186, so 104 pages. Basically, that ended when the Harlequin got prototyped. And so I got something that's really mentally, it's got to be a lot for us to deal with right off the bat because, the map isn't very conducive to podcast episodes, so sometimes we get a very big conversation topic right at the beginning of an episode. Mm-hmm. So John, one of the first things that happens right after the late title card is that John contemplates shitting in the mailbox.
Oh, yeah. That was a thing.
Why? So John contemplates he's gonna leave a surprise for the mailman. He says mailman. Mm-hmm. Let's just be honest here. He says mailman. But he's going to leave a surprise for the mailman, and he's tempted. He is tempted by some sort of force. It is unclear if it is his own mind that is sort of pushing him into wanting to shit in the mailbox, or if there's some outside force tempting him to do it.
I'm glad this is our first bit.
You're welcome. Any thoughts?
I think that's just what happens when you let the internet control you.
Oh wow! So you're saying that this is a statement piece? That this is Andrew Hussey's sort of statement against shitting in mailboxes and letting the internet a statement against doing it for the vine, as it were.
God damn it.
You're welcome.
Is it too late to back out of this podcast, or?
Oh yeah. We're too deep in. You're already recording your second Audacity file.
All right. Well, shit.
Yeah, I'm on the page right now. John, leave a surprise for the mailman. He considers it. It's a strong consideration. Anyway, but it turns out that the package that he was looking for is in his dad's car. Or not. I'm very... At first, I was confused because I was like, I remember that green box is important. Mm-hmm. And it is. So the package is in his dad's car with the green box. But there's a different package in the house, specifically in the kitchen, that has a Spur beta with it.
Oh yeah, it's like it's the red box, right? Like
Yeah. And then John goes into his house, and here we meet Mr. Egbert. Should we call him Mr. Egbert or Dad Egbert or Dad? Because I can't call him Daddy.
I wasn't going to suggest that, and I mean, my dad, he's Dad Egbert, so
yeah, he is Dad Egbert. What's his wiki page called? Hold on. If I Google...
I'm kind of terrified of what his wiki page might be called. Also,
Dad Egbert.
Alright, cool. Someone did walk in, and they probably did just see me hiding under a blanket, under a table.
That's okay. No, his wiki page is Dad.
Okay.
For now, we'll call him Dad Egbert. Yeah. And it's like a very, like... serious, like, oh no, this is a bad guy introduction. It even has like the Harlequin music playing over it.
Yeah.
As John goes into the kitchen to acquire the package, he must confront his fatherly figure. And Dad Egbert just immediately sees through the disguise, and wields against the small child the dreaded artifact of confection. Hey, Quill, you're smart. What does confection mean?
I think it's just like confectionery is just a general like sweet dessert item.
I realize now I didn't actually know what confection meant. I guess
you
I
got
was
through the
reading
entirety of Homestuck without knowing what confection meant?
I think I was just reading it as, like, dreaded artifact of affection. But it is... His dad is wielding the dreaded artifact of confection, which means that he's holding a cake that he wants to give to his son because it's his birthday. But John fucking hates cake.
Which is like, ugh. I'm sad. It makes me sad.
It's a waste of... My brother, Jeremy, fucking hates cake. But he's also very polite. So John hates cake viscerally, but my brother is like, I'm not going to eat the cake. Like, you're going to cut me a slice of cake, and if I say I don't want to eat the cake, people are going to be mad at me. And I'm like, you know what? I just won't get you cake anymore. Which, like, fair. He likes pie, I get him pie.
All right.
But it's always very awkward at a party because he's always like, I don't want to eat the cake. But so I get John not liking the cake. We get a little strife panel here. We get like a flash panel.
Good old strife.
Good old strife. And John is we have two options. We either have aggrieve or abjure. Neither of them really do anything. If you aggrieve, which prompts John to attack, he will swing his hammer at his dad. But his dad will auto pastry and block it. And if you abjure, then Dad will... What does he do? He does something.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I haven't tested out the entire strife thing.
There were only two options.
Well, I'll be honest. I read this a long time ago and I forgot.
Wow, I read it 10 minutes ago, so it's fine.
Oh, nice.
I kept meaning to read it, and I kept getting like 3 pages in, and then like forgetting, and then getting 3 pages in, and then forgetting. But I
read
did it.
Like the first map panel like a while back, and I don't know where my notes for are anymore. So like I'm kind of winging this.
Do you have the second map panel?
I did read that.
Did you have notes for it?
Yes, but I left them in my room.
Quilbert. But what if you had good things to say on them?
I highly doubt it, Jenna.
Wow. I feel like you're selling yourself short. Sometimes you have good things to say.
Thanks.
So we got the strife. John's dad pulls out a pie and throws it at his son, which is, I guess it's okay.
Fatherly affection?
Fatherly affection? But he throws the pie at John, and John blocks it with his shitty disguise, which his dad immediately saw through. And so he captulogs the pie, tin, and then the smoke pellets come out. But they don't do anything until they get fucking sassacred. He capsulogs something else, and Sassacre falls out, and crunches the smoke pellets and sets them off. And so Dad starts trying to get the smoke detector to stop going off.
Which honestly
mood. And then something happens where John pushes the capsulog card that he got earlier out of his deck, right?
Mm-hmm.
He pushes the capsulog card out, and then it just sort of goes into his deck. So now he has 5 cards.
Yeah, I'm glad early Homestuck is so still about all this capsulog bullshit.
Why didn't it go into his deck when he held it in his hand? Why did it have to come out first?
To make life more annoying? I don't know.
I guess.
Man.
I don't remember if he gets any more cards, but it just feels like if I were designing a game and the game is called Spurb and the game has an inventory system, I would make it so that when you pick up your fucking card of extra inventory space, you get the extra inventory space.
Well, if I were designing a game, I also wouldn't, tie it to the end of the world, so, Well, actually...
That would be fun, though.
That would be fun.
He gets the game, he grabs the game and his dad's PDA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then another thing happens where his sylladex, he has 5 cards. You really should be reading Homestuck because I'm not going to do it justice. The depths of comedy we're about to dive into. He has 5 cards.
Mm-hmm.
In the top card, he has a cake. In the bottom card, he has a cake. He's like, all right, I'm going to merge the cakes together to make a double-decker cake to save inventory space. Well, do you know what happens next? Do you remember what happens here? Well, do you remember what happens right now?
Oh, God.
Everything in his capsulog deck gets crunched down into the cake. It's all in there.
You are entirely too pleased with this.
Capsulogs the whole thing. It's stupid as fuck and it doesn't make any sense.
Honestly, I feel like Homestuck's capsulog system does do a very good job of that particular brand of why is my technology just inexplicably stupid feeling,
But figuring it out anyway. So he cleans off his copy of Spurb, puts the cake in the toilet, as you do. I mean, that's where it goes.
As you do.
I mean, on a long enough timeline, all cake does go into the toilet. I'm just saying.
I mean...
I'm never wrong.
I guess...
He goes back into his room. He looks at his cool Matthew McConaughey wall. Man, this boy, he loves his mahogany. He checks his computer and he sees he's gotten messages from 2 of his friends. Jade, I think this is the first Jade appearance. Jade is Garden Gnostic is her screen name.
Yeah, I think so.
Who wishes John a happy birthday. Mm-hmm. And he also gets his message from Dave saying, wow, why are all these people talking to you? Damn. And it appears that Dave has forgotten that it is John's birthday. Classic Dave.
What a mood. Oh, by the way, I think it's Manuel's birthday tomorrow, speaking of. Yeah, I got a Google Calendar alert. I'm what the fuck? I never use Google Calendar. And then, I asked Ryan. He's like, yeah. I'm like, what?
Okay, hang on. When's your birthday?
Yeah, I get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. I got an answer. Right now, the answer is tomorrow. That's cool.
I'm glad that Google Calendar knows my friends'
That's not
birthdays,
great.
even though I never told it. Yeah, huh.
Love
Yeah.
the Goog.
Thanks, Google.
Love to just be in everything that it wants. It's cool. It's love mega corporations. Love cyberpunk, honestly. Yep. It's a good genre. I hope Cyberpunk 77
Yeah, I know, right?
doesn't blow it. I'm just if you could see my face right now, I said Cyberpunk 77. I just wistfully looked off into the distance. I was just like, man, I really hope that game doesn't just blow the whole situation.
Yeah.
I have a quote here from John, who says in some classic foreshadowing, he says, yeah, I discovered a comet that's going to destroy the Earth, and it was named after me. Now I'm famous, and everyone wants to talk to me a lot. Which at first I was like, haha, funny, good foreshadowing, Mr. Hussey. And then apparently that's a movie reference that I just didn't get. Apparently. Of course it is.
Of course it is.
We got a sick Nick Cage burn. Dave talked shit about the Nick Man. And I did get a small headache reading about Dave talking about irony gave me a small headache for a fraction of a second. Do you understand what he was saying about the glasses? Okay.
No,
I think honestly, that they're cool. I think. Okay. Anyway, another great quote here where Dave's like, are you taking notes on how to be cool? Jesus, get a fucking pen. Which is just top tier. Fucking stellar. And Dave tells John that he needs to bone up on his data structures. Quill, what the fuck is a data structure?
Dude, I don't even know, man.
What does that mean?
Both my parents are programmers, and I have no idea.
What's a data structure?
I assume a structure of data, but...
That doesn't mean anything! Then he decides that the best course of action would be to look at his computer and look at his cool favorite website, MSPA, MS Paint Adventures, which is his homepage also. This motherfucker loves it so much that he set it to be his homepage. But he's not a big fan of the Midnight Crew.
Yeah, shame.
Speaking of, note to just the people out there listening, I found out the other day going through, I'm just trying to figure out how the Homestuck website works, and I was going through and I saw that there are extra pages for Problem Sleuth. And did you know that the Midnight Crew were introduced as paid donation panels, donation prompts for Problem Sleuth?
Huh.
Yeah. The Midnight Crew predates Homestuck and yet is one of the most important things in Homestuck.
I don't know how to feel about this.
Yeah, and they had dark magic powers.
I increasingly don't know how to feel about this.
Yeah, it's fucking wild. So he goes on to MS Paint Adventures and I don't like this new adventure so much. And then he installs the beta, and that just is gonna take a bit to install. And so he goes over to bone up on his data structures. And I gotta say, he's got some good books. One of my favorite. So he has a book on carrot cake.
Of course.
Which we discussed last week, which is a good pun.
I didn't get the pun the first time around, and now I do, and it doesn't make me feel any better.
He has a book on Till Death. Another good pun, Till Death. And then he has a new book. Quill, did you pick up on this book?
Which one?
It's DIS asterisk.
Is that a pun that I'm not getting?
Disastrous! It's disastrous! disastrous.
I'm dying. I'm dying inside, Jenna.
You're dying, but it's disastrous.
I'm leaving.
All right. Well, it was good talking to you. I'm just gonna talk about disastrous for the next 30 minutes of the pod.
Oh God,
It's great. It's my favorite.
Is just realizing, oh, that was a pun all along.
Yeah. Especially, like, going over it with such a fine comb. There's some punnage happening.
I'm sad.
He looks in his book, Data Structures for Assholes, which doesn't answer the question what a data structure is, but that's fine. Which comes with a free fetch modus, specifically Q modus. Q modus is sort of the opposite of stack modus, in that stack modus is the last thing in is the last thing out. You can access the things that are on the top. But Q modus is the first thing in is the first thing out, which we don't really see actualized in the comic, but I believe it would be like if you have a full inventory and you capture log a cake and then you capture log something else, then the cake would come out. Which seems like a good way to keep important shit, I guess. I don't know. And he doesn't know how he would hypothetically go back and forth between the two. And then we get another Quill, Homestuck, really, really just hammering out the jokes this time. Do you know what joke comes next?
Well,
Do you know what the joke is?
not particularly, and now I'm so scared.
Quill. Hold on, wait, I have to find it in my notes. Okay. He gets a prompt to put the razor down. He's capsulogged a razor, and he gets a prompt to put down the razor. He doesn't know how to put it down, Quill. He doesn't know how to put it down. Well, it's a meta commentary on because it's funny, don't you know? And then some bullshit happens, and he launches the razor out of his sylladex again with the Q modus, and it cuts off his fucking hair. Like, it is ejected so violently, it just sort of like, snip, fucking some hair is gone. It also launches the PDA out of his inventory. And then I have a note here.
Yeah.
That this is stupid. Quill. It's just so much inventory bullshit for like 10 pages.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm going through right now. Okay. Yeah, so that was 5 pages of just some inventory bullshit. And this is stupid.
Yeah. That's most of the early Homestuck intros, though.
Oh, no, I was wrong. No, more stupid bullshit happens. So that's about 10 pages before anything happens, which is that he opens the box and pulls out the bunny. The bunny from the movie Con Air, which is a movie that no one has seen. And then he realizes that his Spur beta has finished downloading. He's getting a message from Rose that Rose is going to be his server player. Why does Rose know about the bunny? Why does she also say that it's, like, entwined in her, like, mortal being or whatever the fuck?
I think, isn't it, like, the birthday gift she sent John, or...?
Is it? I feel like there was, like, a page or two I missed somewhere, like a chat log I missed.
Yeah,
because of some other notes I have, but,
Just a vague memory of bunnies, really.
Okay, because I thought that Dave sent him the bunny.
I feel like I remember there being some weird mix-up with bunnies, but I don't remember the specifics.
A lot of bunny bullshit happens.
Yeah.
So, John launches Homestuck, and then we get our theme song. I'm declaring it our theme song because that's basically what our name is.
Yep.
And it's I forget how often, I often forget that the Homestuck launcher, whatever that is like a cool music visualizer.
Yeah.
And so We see the cool music visualizer, and then Homestuck launches. I really wanted to like go through that, but I didn't have the time, and I don't think it would actually be that interesting. But I did want to just like, what does all the text say? Is it like?
I remember I read it once. It was just a bunch of like, like when Terraria is loading, and like it's a bunch of random like vaguely game related nonsense. Yeah, I think it's like mostly that if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, I'm looking at it, and the one that I caught was perfecting turntable, so, thanks, Spurb.
Thanks, Spurb. A cool UI drops down after it's loading, after it's finished loading, and now Rose has connected to John as his server player. Now, this I like. This part I like for two reasons. One, we get a quick introduction to all of the concepts of how Spurb works. Rose lifts the chest, is able to move things in the physical realm. Okay, and for the client player, the host is able to move things in their physical space.
As video games do.
Yeah, she can zoom out and see his whole house. She picks up the chest in John's physical space and zooms out and then puts it on the roof, which is where it belongs. Under it is John's stack modus. I don't know how it got there or why it's there. But that's where it is. He now has both the stack and the queue modus, so he can switch between them at any time. The other thing that this is very quickly explained to us about Spurb, you can only reach so far. You cannot select the other player. You cannot select other people. It lets you revise. Revise is one of the commands that you can do, and it lets you change the dimensions of a space, like adding a new wing onto the house, which is another one of the first things that Rose does. She sort of expands the space of John's room. Changing the dimensions costs build grist, which is blue gushers.
God, I want gushers now.
You don't. They're not great.
I don't like gushers. Shut up.
They're gross, dude. They have
them.
shitty they have shitty slime in them. Quill, don't eat those.
Don't judge me.
Rose is just fucking with all this shit, and then John's like, I want to do that, and Rose is like, no. You have the client player installed. You need the server player. You need the server disk, and you need to install that. And that should have come in a different envelope. And John's like, oh, wait, shit. I know where that envelope is. It is in the other package that's in my dad's car.
Yeah.
And his dad has left to go buy more baking supplies. So he is not able to get his server player disk. She opens up the Fernalia registry, which is like inventory. And she has sort of three options of stuff to put down. And she puts down the totem lathe in John's sort of new wing in his room.
I love all these Homestuck words.
I love the Cruxtruder, the Fernalia registry, the totem lathe, and the alchemeter. Don't you?
Yeah, totally.
I love stupid words that are just for me, but they clog up my brain space. I love it.
Yeah.
And then John says something really cool. John, when talking about his sylladex, says the R word, just real casual, just drops that shit right in there.
Yeah.
Top tier, real love to see it.
Yeah.
Love it. Yep. Ableist language just the R word in my Homestuck. It's more likely than you think. Ah! And so, yeah, the early Homestuck does have a couple of uses of of slurs in that way. That's as much as you could be meta reading into it, oh, they're children and it's supposed to make them look stupider. It's very much, I think, just the Andrew Hussey not having that contextual awareness.
Yeah.
And I also think that the decision to not go back and change that is that would be easy to do. You just go back and change a word. But, like, the refusal to do that also, I think, speaks volumes. But I think that the work also gets better about representing mental illness. Yeah. It's like, I still think that he should do it. I think he should just go back and change the thing. Mm-hmm. But he hasn't. Which is whatever. Yeah. They're talking about the kids are talking about their syllodexes. John's like, oh yeah, I have stack and queue. And
I just had the thought, like, if the Midnight Crew is like an MS Paint adventure in like within Homestuck, imagine like if we played the game Suburb and then like John tried to kill us. Because that's basically what happens, isn't it?
Okay. I was about to say those are disconnected thoughts, but no, that is one coherent. Yeah. I feel like John wouldn't try to kill us, though. I feel like if we played Spurb and John was there, he would be our friend.
Well, you're a more optimistic person than I am.
Damn, that's true. Like and subscribe if you think that John would kill you. Also like and subscribe if you think that John wouldn't kill you. That's called engagement. That's a call to action right there.
Don't forget to hit the bell icon.
The bell will. What does the bell do?
I don't actually know what the bell icon does, honestly.
Well, hit it. You should hit it.
But I keep hearing people say that I should, so.
You should hit it.
Perhaps you want to, too.
John says that he has stack and queue, and Rose says that she has the trees fetch modus, and that it is not practical, but it's elegant. And she's here for that.
Which does sound like much of Rose.
That is what Rose would do, huh?
Yeah.
You know what would Jesus do? What would Rose do? Rose would have tree modus.
What kind of modus would Jesus have?
Jesus would probably have fetch modus or stack modus, let's be honest.
All right then.
You know how Jesus is basic. He would have stack modus, but he would be able to pull things out from the middle because he's Jesus. I guess.
Sounds fair. Yeah, my boy JC.
He would be able to make like a bunch of fish? Question mark? Is that something that happens in there? In the Bible?
Yeah, something about water and wine.
Something, water, wine, fish? Question mark?
Fish, yeah.
Remember when you beat Caleb in Bible trivia?
Oh, yeah.
I
can't believe it. I still can't believe it.
You really did beat Caleb in Bible. That boy goes to church on Wednesdays and Sundays, and I think Saturdays, and you still beat him in Bible trivia.
I don't think I've ever gone to church in my life.
I've been to church twice, and I've been dragged, so... Anyway, Rose puts the Kruckstruder in the living room, which is this big, like, pyramid-shaped thing. The totem lathe, by the way, which she put in John's room, it looks like a big sewing machine. And she puts the alchemeter out on the porch. Rose just sort of guesses and assumes entirely correctly they appear to facilitate some sort of system involving punch card-based alchemy. What?
Which is
It's such a wild thing to guess and then also be right about.
Yeah.
John looks at the PDA and installs Pesterchum, so he can communicate while moving. But he looks at the PDA and he talks about how his dad's business friends are on it. I guess, like, he's a street performer? I don't remember him being a street performer, but John is like, oh yeah, my dad's a street performer. I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah, wasn't that, like, the big plot twist?
Well, if it's a plot twist, don't say it.
All right, then. Dude, I actually did read through, like, specifically what the messages were, and, like, it's all about this one guy who's accidentally, like, leaned over to grab his hat, and then like his tie like dipped into the coffee pot apparently, and now he's like asking for advice on how to clean it.
Oh, I love workplace humor. I love it. He dipped into the coffee pot with his tie?
Yeah, because he was like trying to grab his hat, so he leaned over it, and I'm like,
oh gosh, what a jokester that man.
I know, right?
That'll be the talk of the water cooler for weeks. That's so fucking stupid. And then Rose immediately is just like, because Rose can like see all of John's house now because Rose is his server player. She's like, damn, you throw all this shit outside, huh? I guess that's how you fucking immediately just goes to psychoanalyze him. She's like, man, I guess that's how you deal with your problems with your dad, huh? All your pent-up frustration, huh? And John's like, stop it. She's like, all right, I'm going to fix your toilet. And I have a good quote here again, where John says, okay, if that'll satisfy your weird OCD complex, then go ahead. And Rose says, my obsessive-compulsive disorder complex? Can a disorder be a complex? And I'm like, Rose is 100% that bitch, huh? I fucking, I want to bathe in the Rose energy. Fucking rejuvenate my skin, you know? Mm-hmm. They say it's the blood of virgins. Actually, it's Rose Lalond talking shit. And then, side note, you weren't there. By the way, gang, I have a tabletop game that I've been working on. The working document will be in the description of this video, or the completed document when it gets completed. Fucking, this is exactly what Manuel did in the playtest. Was Manuel, John stands in the middle of the alchemeter and is like, well, what? Do it. Well, do it. And it doesn't do it, actually. And that is exactly what Manuel did. It was like, all right, go.
Which, I guess that means that is the genuine reaction of someone who hasn't played Sburb before.
Is just, I mean, that's what it feels like you should be able to do.
Yeah, like it's a circle and like a platform to stand on.
Yeah. Rose grabs the toilet and accidentally pulls it from the ground. Whoops.
Which is like, like, same, you know? Like, I would also make that fuck up.
Like, mood. John is like, wow, you fucked my toilet real bad, huh? And Rose is like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Why don't you go fuck with the Cruxtruder downstairs? And so John hops down into the hole that is his new quick downstairs hole in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And he finds a sledgehammer and equips that.
Sledgehammer and a Strife Specialist card, yeah.
Yeah, an extra, which is weird because I don't think he has to print a card every time he equips a new weapon.
Yeah. Does he?
I don't think so. Probably.
I don't remember.
Probably not. But Jade then texts John, and is like, oh man, you didn't get my cool package, which was the green box that John left in Dad's car with the Spurb beta. And then Jade says, there's an explosion outside my house, so I'm gonna go investigate it. And then Jade dies off screen, I guess. Because that's what you do when you go to die.
I mean, I've, like, had similar things happen in calls and shit, though, so,
and then they died! Don't you remember? You remember that time when Vanessa died while playing tabletop because she had to investigate the scary noise.
Man.
And then we keep getting, like, flashes, or, like cutaways into Rose just destroying John's house. And it's like,
Dude, I was just walking by my dorm, and someone's window just has in Post-it notes, ooh woo.
Yes! That is powerful.
I think my soul did leave my body.
That's fucking exceptional.
No, it was not.
John goes to the Kruckstruder and is like, there's a wheel on it, and spins the wheel, and then sees something hit the top. Now, I have been playtesting this game a bunch. I have had many people interacting with a Kruckstruder. It's just that easy, folks. It's just that easy. You spin the wheel, and the top jiggles because something is hitting it, and it's meant to be removed. And so John just tries to whack it with a hammer. He's like, all right, I gotta get the thing off so I can make the thing come out. He tries to hit it with his sledgehammer. Or actually, wait, before that, John goes up into the tub, which Rose has pulled out of his bathroom. So that when Rose gets back, she will see John in the tub. And John just says, tell me what is wrong with this picture. And I have another note here. That just Rose is so fucking funny. Rose is like describing to him like how that like she's on the East Coast, so the sun is already set for her. And John does not understand this because Rose has said this in the most obtuse way possible. And that's fucking comedy. That's comedy.
Yep.
So John tries to knock the top off with the hammer, with the sledgehammer, but he's too weak to actually lift it. And so Rose just like moves the hammer for him, which knocks the top off. The room is filled with light, and out pops a kernel sprite. And then a timer starts on the Kruckstruder. There's like a timer that starts. Yes, it is 4 minutes and 13 seconds. It's counting down.
13, of course.
And then the Kruckstruder extrudes Krucksite, which is the only way I remember what those two words are. Is like, I'm like, if I remember one, I'll remember the other. If I remember Krucksite, I'll remember that the Kruckstruder extrudes Krucksite.
That sentence just feels viscerally wrong, okay?
It's the worst. Welcome to
God,
Homestuck.
no, stop.
No. Also, like, damn, I love how every character in the webcomic just has this, like, incredibly distinct voice of writing style, of just, like, Rose is a different person than John. Like, just vastly is a different person. They're both teenagers, and it both comes across, but they are different people. Except Jade, who so far does not really have that, like, unique voice. And, like, I don't know, I felt like throughout the whole comic, Jade sort of never had this, like, incredibly unique voice. Because she's sort of a plot device, but that's okay. We'll get to Jade.
I feel like she came through all right for me, but yeah, I got what you're saying.
Rose deploys the last thing that she hasn't deployed yet that's free, which is the pre-punched card. He takes it, which knocks the glass out of his sylladex, which hits the Harlequin, and then he just sort of capsulogs 2 more Harlequins just to shoot more glass out of his sylladex, which also hits the Harlequin, the big Harlequin, in the living room. The kernel sprite is trying to talk to John, but it can only talk in, like, garbled language. And then Rose also just sort of knows that she, like, is reading game FAQs and is just like, well, the Harlequin has to go into the kernel sprite. I don't know that there's a way you figure that out without a game FAQ guide of just like, well, this is how you do it.
Yeah. I assume whoever, like, first player, like, who didn't know what the fuck to do, just, like, accidentally knocked something into it, probably.
Also, like, what? We'll talk about kernel sprites more later. Because I was about to say, what goes into a kernel sprite? How do you know what can go into a kernel sprite? It's weird. Rose puts the Harlequin into the kernel sprite, and then we get the kernel sprite, which I'm probably going to make the picture, like the podcast image this time. Just so I don't have to describe what a kernel sprite looks like. And then we get the Harlequin song again, which also played under when we met Dad, Dad Egbert, which is like, what is it with Hussey in that fucking song?
It's Harlequins.
It's an alright song. It's just like, I guess, damn. And so that is the end of the recap part for today. We went from page 82 to 186, which means that we did 104 pages.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
I read 104 pages of Homestuck instead of my actual textbooks.
Hey, Quill.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we're 1/80th of the way through Homestuck now.
Oh, God. Please never say those words to me ever again.
Quill, that was 1/80th of the entirety of Homestuck. Not counting, not just like text-based, but that's just, you know.
Shit.
And so we, yeah. Anything questions or anything that stood out to you? Any funny jokes? Any jokes, actually, I'll just ask, any jokes about Homestuck today?
I'm a bit too flabbergasted with the amount of sylladex bullshittery at this point in time to make any good jokes, so
much sylladex bullshittery. Like, I don't have a good quote this time. Like, last time I had a cool quote.
Yeah.
I don't have it this time. The sylladex is stupid as shit, y'all.
It's
like,
just unnecessarily messing around with it, and like it doesn't provide enough conflict to be truly interesting.
Exactly. Because the conflict is obvious and easy to overcome. There isn't any like question about what to do. It's just the ability to do it.
Yeah.
And it's just not great.
Yeah.
Oh, you've been playing Pester Quest, right?
I have not been playing it, actually.
Oh, you haven't? Okay. Well, yeah, Pester Quest has been coming out.
I just keep listening. It's, for some reason, it's very good study music, so.
Because it's supposed to, like, backdrop you reading. Like,
yeah.
Friend Sim and Pester Quest. That good music.
Indeed.
But the, yeah, Pester Quest has been coming out. Like, eventually we're probably going to read Pester Quest. Like,
yeah. Do a let's play.
Podcast dream is that, once you get to the trolls or whatever, we put up a Patreon and we do like a Patreon stream of us let's playing Friend Sim.
That'll be great.
That would be so good, dude. I played actually the first volume of Pester Quest, but then I never got around to the rest of it. Back when Pester Quest came out, like I bought the first volume, but then I didn't have money anymore, so I never bought the rest of Friend Sim.
Honestly, it was just like buy one copy and just like trade Steam accounts.
Shh. But yeah. Yeah, streaming is hard though.
Yeah.
Streaming? That's hard.
Yep. And I would have to figure out where our quiet room is in our school, so.
You would have to figure. I still think you should figure that out just for next episode. Because I know they have one at CCSF, but it's hard for me to get out there.
I know there's various places around campus, but I do not know where or how to book them.
Yeah. I mean, again, if you just go, then no one can tell you not to be in there. Once you're in there, you're in there. That's just science, baby.
All right.
Any big Homestuck thoughts to sort of clear us out? Hold on, let me. Yeah, we got like a couple more minutes of pod left.
Okay.
Homestuck thoughts? Thoughts on this segment other than, boy, the sylladex is stupid.
Which it is. I don't know, man. It's like we're still kind of in the intro phase, so not much is happening.
Yeah, we're still in Act 1. Which is fucking bananas. I like Rose. I like Rose a lot.
Yeah, Rose is cool.
Rose is pretty fucking good.
Indeed.
Not a lot happened this time.
Yeah.
Like last time it was the beginning of Homestuck, so we had like shit to riff on. Spurb is fun. Okay. If you had here's a question. If you had a kernel sprite and you were stupid like John, what would you prototype?
Bartholomew.
Who's what? Huh?
My whale shark.
Oh,
Whale
yeah,
shark plushie. Yeah, definitely.
Bruh, that would be sick as shit.
Exactly.
I assume that I would be your server player. Or would you be my server player? Who would be whose server player? If it's me, you, and Caleb and Manuel playing Homestuck. Playing Spur.
This is the worst team.
This is the best team.
You be my server player because I don't trust those two.
Okay, I'll be your server player. And, okay, so I see you prototype Bartholomew, and then I guess Caleb would probably be my server player.
Yeah.
What would I prototype? I'm like looking around my room at stuff that I have. I would prototype a Ridley amiibo.
All right. You know what? Fair.
You know, if it were actual Homestuck, what would probably wind up getting prototyped would be my dog, because you know how Homestuck be.
Yeah.
But I refuse that notion. And so it would be Ridley.
All right.
I love that big dragon. Do you know who Ridley is? Do you know who Ridley Smash
Not
Brothers
really.
is? Ridley, Metroid. Wow, he has his own Wikipedia page. I'm so proud for him. All right. If you don't know who Ridley from Metroid is, just Google it. Google Ridley Metroid. Here's a picture of this big motherfucker. He is cool as
all right, that's fair.
shit. He's got a big spiky tail, and he breathes fire.
Your underlings are going to be hell to deal with, though.
Sometimes Ridley is a big robot, like in this picture.
Your underlings are going to be hell to deal with, though.
Okay. Wait, hang on. I found another picture.
Okay.
If you're looking at Google Images and you Google Ridley Metroid, this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 8th image down. It's like a picture of this is a size comparison. That's Samus, all the way on the left. Samus is like a 6-foot tall woman, and
Jesus.
That's Ridley.
Yeah.
He's very big, and I love him.
In our hypothetical Sburb game, I think you are going to die.
I would, but it's okay. Sometimes you have to die for art. If you had your pick of like a Homestuck video game, if you had to make a game out of Homestuck, and it couldn't be a visual novel or an adventure game like Friendsim or Hiveswap, what kind of game would it be?
Fuck. Man, I want to do like a Minecraft style version of Suburb where you can just like do the thing and explore your planet.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I would do a fighting game because I think that's like the most doable. And if not the most doable, just like, you know, fighting games are known for having like very like deep characterization. Not deep characterization, but like I don't know. I feel like a Homestuck would be able to do fighting games really well.
We've certainly got the cast.
Could you imagine? Okay, it would probably be like Beta Kids, Alpha Kids, and then Kanaya, Karkat, Terezi, and Vriska. Those would be like the base game, and then the DLC would be the rest of the trolls. Then
I'm glad we're already releasing DLC.
Then, well, because I feel like 12 is a lot of characters to develop from the ground up.
That's true.
And so you have these 12 characters, and like these are the top tier, and then you have another DLC batch of 8 characters that you have more time to work on.
There's a fan-made mod that puts in the Dancestors.
Yes, because they would never ever put in the Dancestors. Ever. Quill, I have a big question. Who's the worst Dancester?
Worst? Huh.
Who's the worst Dancester?
See, the thing is, it's been so long since I've, like, played through that section of Homestuck that I've forgotten most of them. But I do remember Cronus being an asshole.
Cronus is bad. For me, it's like, it's either Cronus or Damara.
Damara? Oh, uh-huh.
Damara for the racism, or Cronus for the being Cronus. But I don't know. Who's the best Dancester? Also Crankery is up there as contester for shittiest Dancester.
I really like Porim's design. I just don't remember anything about her personality.
She's like Crankery's mom, kinda.
All right.
Mina and Arania are like obvious picks, but like for the Dancestors that don't have extended screen time.
I do like what the fuck was his name?
That doesn't mean anything. Yeah. Oh, Kurlauz?
Yeah, he has a very cool design and I love it a lot, but I'm pretty sure he's evil.
He's super evil.
God damn it.
He's like 1,000% evil, but you know what? Sometimes all you need is a good design.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that Kurlauz has a pretty good look to him. I like what the fuck is her name? I also like Porim. I think that I'm like trying to remember all the trolls so I can remember all the Dancestors. I'm like, okay. Rufio is very funny to me. Damara, Rufio. Horus is bad. Horus is the Horus does use the dick emoji a lot. Yeah, I'd have to go with Porim. I think Porim is probably the best.
Alright, cool. I'm glad I've accidentally stumbled into Porim.
Porim's pretty fucking... Here's the thing, is that they're all supposed to be shitty, but Porim is pretty cool.
Alright.
But you know what? It do be like that sometimes.
Yep.
You want to call it? Is that our show?
Think so. Mainly because I have to leave for class soon, but...
All right. Well, that's our show. We're on YouTube. You're watching this on YouTube, but we're on YouTube. Eventually, we're probably gonna be in your podcatcher. But for now, please like and subscribe.
And hit this mysterious bell icon.
The bell. Yeah, the bell.
Yeah.
The bell.
Seriously, what is the bell? What does it do?
Hold on. What does the bell do on YouTube? I don't need an in-depth breakdown. Just, like, what does it do? How does it do? Are you what? So you have to subscribe first. Okay, so if you subscribe, you can hit the bell.
Okay. So then subscribe first and then like the video and then hit the bell icon?
Oh, it gives you an email whenever they upload a new video.
Oh, huh. No, my inbox is already too cluttered.
Yeah, it's not great.
Mm.
I don't think I've ever hit the bell before.
Yeah,
but
same.
you should hit the bell for us. Your new favorite thing on YouTube. Heart. Well, my computer's about to die, so we do have to end it now.
All right.
Thanks for coming out. Quill, do you have a sign off?
Nope.
Okay, bye.
All right, cool. I'm going to stop recording, I guess.
Okay.